Hi, and thanks for joining. If you're new here, I'm Wendy, and this is Nina's Jewels. My husband and I buy things at garage sales, flea markets, thrift stores, just about anywhere we can find things to sell online and flip for a profit. If that's content you're interested in, you're in the right place. Today's video is going to be what sold for the week of March 25th through April 1st. That's actually an 8-day week. This week I am adding an extra day to the week because I'm trying to get our what sold videos and our spreadsheet information to align. So I'm adding an extra day to this particular what sold video so that next week when I do our what sold video, it aligns perfectly with our spreadsheet. Then starting next week, I'll have some information that I can begin sharing in our what sold videos that I can pull from our spreadsheet that I think you guys will find interesting and will add some additional insight into our what solds. So let's get started. The first thing that we sold was a Nintendo Wii bundle. It included 2 remotes, nunchucks, the wheels that you use to control some games, a balance board, and 7 games. We got the actual Wii console, the Wii game unit from a seller on Nextdoor. We got some of the games from him as well. We got the manual from a storage unit. We got some of the games from a garage sale, and then we got the balance board from a thrift store. So after gathering all of that together, we sold that whole bundle for $118.38, and our all-in cost for that whole bundle was $47.39. So not a ton of profit on that sale, but definitely enough profit to make it worth it. Next up was a lot of 8 organic gardening and other organic magazines. They were various issues from 2009 to 2018. We had gotten these from a couple of different buyers that were giving them away on Nextdoor for free, and these sold for $20 even on best offer. Next up was a Pacific Vibes women's black palm print tank dress or cover-up. To me, it kind of looked like a cover-up, but it could have also been used as a dress. We got this out of a storage auction purchase. We paid 28 cents for it, and it sold for $13 on best offer. Next up was another item we got out of that same storage unit. This was a 6.5-inch metal butterfly. It was hanging on a spring so that it would, bounce up and down in the wind. This we paid 28 cents for, and it sold for $12.68 on offer to buyer. Next up was a pair of my daughter's old jeans. The brand was Underground Soul, and these were youth size 10 slim, dark bootcut embroidered pocket jeans. These sold for $11 even on best offer. I think these were hand-me-downs, so I don't think we had any cost associated with them. Not a brand I would ever pick up if I saw them. It's just something we already owned. They took a very long time to sell. Not something I would recommend picking up. Next up was a box of Goldwell Colorants Demi-Permanent Hair Color in the color light blonde. This is professional hair color. We got several tubes or boxes of these at a garage sale. We paid 80 cents for it. This one sold for $12.99. We sold out of it. This is the last one that sold. If I ever saw this again, I would pick it up at the right price. This one sold well. Next up was a pair of apple bottoms jeans. These sold for $25 even on best offer. We had paid $5 for these at garage sale. We've picked up several pair of apple bottoms jeans in the past, and they've always sold for us very quickly. But you do have to be careful that you're not getting counterfeit, because they do counterfeit these often. So make sure you're getting the real deal. These we got positive feedback on. These were the real deal. Next up was a pair of Rockin' Republic women's embroidered flat pocket flare denim jeans. Rockin' Republic tends to sell well for us as well. Not for a very high price sometimes, but they do sell regularly. These we got at a garage sale for $3.28. We had bought in bulk at this garage sale and then just took our bulk price and divided it by the number of items we got. We paid $3.28 per item at this sale. These jeans sold for $18 even on best offer. Next up was a vintage 1991 Cabbage Patch Kid doll. It was battery operated, had a passy in its mouth, and when you would take the passy out, the doll would start crying. And this one sold for $25 even on best offer. We had paid $4.44 for that from someone on Facebook Marketplace. We had purchased a lot of Cabbage Patch Kids from her. We got positive feedback on that doll. Next up was a Harry Potter edition of Scrabble. We got it at the Goodwill bins. It was complete. It was open, but it looked like it had never been played. We paid $1.18 for it, and it sold on best offer for $20 even. Next up was a vintage gold tone leaf spray brooch. It had aqua and clear rhinestones, and it was marked sterling on the back. So even though it was gold in color, it was actually sterling silver. We did this as an auction starting at $24.99. And it sold for its opening bid of $24.99. I had gotten this at a garage sale in a big bag of brooches, and we had paid just 29 cents for this. We got positive feedback on that. Next up was an Easton adult size baseball cap. We got this at the Goodwill bins. We paid $1.18 for it, and it sold for $18 even on best offer. Next up was a genuine Apex digital DVD player, gray remote control. We tested it and it worked. We got this at a thrift store in a bag of remotes. We paid 27 cents for it and it sold for $8.48, which isn't a lot, but our cost of goods was only 27 cents, so we still made profit on that. Next up was a vintage lot of 6 farm animal prints. We got those at the other business that we own, which is a custom picture frame shop, and those sold for $30 even on best offer. Next up was a Jim Beam highball plastic white lidded insulated tumbler. We got this at a garage sale for $1, and it sold for a full asking price of $15.99. We tend to always pick up branded liquor items because they will almost always sell. Like we have those Maker's Mark's bandana. Those are selling really well for us. Jack Daniel's stuff sells really well. Crown Royal stuff sells really well. Just liquor stuff in general tends to sell well. There are certain brands that sell better than other brands, but people like to buy branded liquor stuff. So we tend to pick it up if we see it and we can get it for the right price, and this one was no exception. Next up was a vintage 1-inch red horseshoe retrieving pocket magnet. So it's just a little 1-inch magnet that you would use to, pick up metal items, metal shavings, metal items. This one we found inside a box of Singer sewing accessories. So they probably used it to pick up needles and pins and things like that for sewing. And when I was researching this to see if I was going to list it, there are pocket magnets that are branded that sell for, pretty good money, like between $20 and $50 depending on the brand. This one was unbranded, so I wasn't able to ask a lot. We had paid $1.18 for this at the Goodwill bins, and it sold for $11.18. So we still made profit on it, and it was worth listing it, in my opinion. If you see certain ones that are branded, there are ones that come from England, I think, if I'm remembering right, that sell really well. Be on the lookout for those because those can sell for a lot higher. And we had gotten positive feedback on that item. Next up was a Chico's Travelers olive green wrap top. We got this at a garage sale for $1 and it sold for $19.98. We have always sold everything Chico's Travelers we've ever listed. Not particularly Chico's, but Chico's Travelers. It needs to actually say Travelers on the tag. That's what you're looking for. That is what people will buy. So definitely look for Chico's Travelers. That's what will sell. Next up is a Garden and Gun magazine. This one was the November 2018 issue. This we got on Nextdoor for free from the people giving away the free magazines, and this one sold for $12.58. This was just a single issue. We got positive feedback on that. Next up was a Shore Munchin. Sure, I'm destroying that word. This was a mini stone ceramic stein or shot glass. I probably should have put toothpick holder in the title, but I might not have thought about it at the time I was doing the listing. We got this at a garage sale for 60 cents and it sold for $14.99. Next up were 2 Peppa Pig figures. This one included Edmund Elephant and Rebecca Rabbit. I got one of these in the Goodwill bins, and one of them came out of a thrift store toy bag, and I lotted these together and sold them for $11.18. Our cost was $1.18. Next up was a Marvel Titan Hero Avengers Black Widow Replacement Power FX voice pack. So it was about this big, and it had a button on it. You would push it and it would have all these different sayings that Black Widow would say.
Black Widow in position. Avengers, assemble. Firing stingers.
They had a different voice power pack for several different Avengers characters. And it looked like all of these power pack voice packs were doing well on eBay. When I was comping it, I couldn't find the Black Widow one. I couldn't find it in any solds. I couldn't find it listed. So it seemed like the Black Widow one was kind of hard to come by. Ours sold really, really fast for $25. And we had paid 22 cents for it out of a thrift store toy bag. But I would guess that if you found any of these voice packs, they would sell for a similar amount of money. So be on the lookout for these. These do well. Next up was a American Eagle jean skirt, and as I've mentioned in the past, American Eagle is a very good seller for us. Not for a lot of money, but it just moves very quickly. We paid $2.94 for this from someone through the Nextdoor app, and this sold for $17.58 on offer to buyer. Next up was a book we got for free at a garage sale. They were giving away a lot of books for free at this garage sale. This was one of them. This one was Meet Kaya, an American Girl, and it sold for $7.59, which was our full asking price, but we were running a sale on books this particular month, so there was a promotional discount on that. Next up was another one of the Moen Genuine Factory parts. We sold some of these last week, but they were a different part. This one was a decorative aerator. We paid $1 for this at a garage sale, and it sold for $49.99. So these Moen parts, definitely be on the lookout for these. We have more of these to sell. Next up was a 5.5-inch round olive green drip glazed terracotta pot. So this was a handmade item, very nice planter. We got this out of the recent storage auction purchase. We paid just 28 cents for this, and it sold for $23.98 on offer to buyer. Next up was a pair of cut from the cloth women's jeans. This is a good brand to pick up if you ever see it. We got these at a garage sale for $2, and they sold for $22.48 on offer to buyer. Next up was an audiobook, a vintage audiobook on cassette. This one was called Developing the Leader Within You. And we got this at a thrift store for 81 cents, and it sold for $11.39. Next up was a custom framed autographed picture of Randy Johnson, the baseball player. We got this at the other business that we own, which is a custom picture frame shop, and it sold for $64 even on best offer. Next up was another replacement remote control. This one was a Sony. This one sold in like less than a day, so I definitely underpriced this one. I probably should have priced it more like $12.99 or $14.99. I had priced it at $8.99, and it sold immediately for our full asking price. We had paid $1 at an estate sale. And last but not least, I'll go over all of the collectible cards. Last week, if you remember, we did not sell any collectible cards. It was really weird that we had a week where we didn't sell any. Well, this week we had a really good week of sales with cards, and we sold 11 cards in total for a total dollar value of $25.29. So that wraps up all of our sales for the 8-day week of March 25th through April 1st. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, let us know by hitting the like button. And what would really mean the most to us is if you would hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. It doesn't cost anything. And if you want to be informed of our future content, make sure you hit that bell notification button. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up right over here. Thanks again for joining, and we will catch you on the flip side.